Grover, wake up. Wake up. I have a question for you. Do you like apples? I think that's a yes. And I like apples too. Hello everybody and welcome to the studio. My name is Alyssa and this here is Grover, and today we're going to be talking about the apple. So before we get started with the paint and all the things we're going to do today, I want you to go and get yourself an apple, okay? You might find it in a bowl on the table, you might find it in the fridge. If you're a little, make sure you ask your parents first, but go and get one, okay? Because we're going to need it for what we're going to do, okay? So, as soon as you have it, you come right back, don't eat it, and we'll get started. You're right. This apple is really, really good. Oh, wait. Sorry, you're back. Oh, Grover, you made me eat the apple. You weren't supposed to do that. Oh, you know what? That's okay, because I got another one right here. So, let's get started. All right, so if you have your apple on hand, I want you to place it in front of you. And I also want you to do one more thing. I want you to put away any distractions that are close by, like any toys or any TVs. That if the TV's on, turn it off. Anything that's going to distract you from observing. Now, for the littles, observation is a big word that just means we want to look very, very closely. And we want to take the time to look at this apple for just a few minutes here. So first of all, we're just going to take this apple, and you can look at your own apple, and I just want you to look at the colors. So let's just start with the colors. So what color is your apple? Now your apple might be red. No, my apple is definitely red. And lots of apples are red. That's a very common color. And I'm just going to turn my apple, and you can turn your apple as well. And you tell me if there's any other colors that you see besides red. Oh, I see a different color on mine. I see that my apple is also yellow and a bit of green and a little bit of white as well. Very, very cool. And there are different shades of these colors as well. There's light yellow, there's dark yellow, there's dark red, and you get more of an orangey red in here, and some darker red, cherry reds on the top. So very, very different kinds of colors in an apple. Okay, so let's just take a minute. So that's the colors, and let's just take a minute and let's look at the textures of the apple. Now, one other color that you may have noticed as I was turning it around are these ones right here. These white spots right here. And that is coming from the reflection of my lamp. I've got a nice bright lamp on, and the light from that lamp is reflecting off of the smooth surface of the apple. Now, an apple's surface is very, very smooth, and so it reflects the light very, very beautifully. Now, your apple might be a little bit bruisey. I know mine's a little bit bruisey in places, so it might be a little bit mushy, possibly, and it might reflect the light a little bit differently. But for the most part, an apple's surface is very, very smooth. Okay, so let's just turn the apple a little bit, and let's look at the top of it. Now, what's coming out of the middle of that apple? Now, if you said a stem, you're correct. Your apple may or may not have a stem, but most apples do. All right, the stem is what attaches to the tree before it's picked. Now, if you look very, very carefully also at this apple, you'll notice that there are some very, very pretty lines that are coming out of the apple, kind of green and red lines, and they kind of form a bit of a star shape coming right out of the middle of this apple. And you'll probably see it on yours too, maybe in slightly different colors. And again, you have this nice white reflection from my lamp around the outside. All right, and let's do a quick turn around over to the bottom. And you tell me what's on the bottom of your apple. Kind of like this little tuft of grass here at the bottom, which is also a dark color. Now, this is also a very good shot. Tell me, what other things do you notice about the surface of this apple? Look very, very closely. Tell me if you see anything different. Well, on this particular apple, there are a bunch of white marks on it. Little speckles, if you will, kind of like stars all over it. And that is really, really quite cool. And you'll notice lots of other textures. You might have some different features in your apple. I know my apple has like a bit of a fun across it with a little green line right there. And that's kind of fun. And your apple might have some fun features as well. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do one more thing. Okay, I'm going to take my hands away from this apple. And right now it is sitting on a white surface. And you'll notice there's a bit of a very slight dark shadow down here at the bottom. Now, right now I have a couple different lamps on, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off a lamp. And you tell me if you think the shadow changes. All right, so here we go. Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. You'll notice over here that it's now, the colors on this side of the apple are a whole lot darker now than they are on this side. Because the light is now coming from the left-hand side over here, and the apple is blocking the light from over here. So you'll notice it's creating a very, very nice shadow over here. And light always makes things look a little bit more interesting. Now I'm going to hype this up just a little bit more. I'm going to turn on another lamp that I have. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh my goodness, that was bright. And wow, look at that. I'm just going to turn this apple just a little bit, but look at the shadow that's created right here. That makes it really, really dark on this side. And where's the light hitting the apple? That's right. It's hitting it right here. Very nice white reflection right there. Now I'm going to do something a little bit extra fun, okay? I'm going to move my lamp over here. And you tell me what happens to the shadow as I move this lamp. Okay, you ready? Oh. What is happening to that shadow? It's disappearing. Ah! Where is it now? It's on the bottom of the apple. That's right. So the light is now hitting the top of the apple. It's a nice sheen right there. All right, now I'm going to move my light over to the other side. Down here. What side is the light hitting the apple now? You said the right-hand side. You're right. It's hitting the apple on the right-hand side, and you'll see that it's making a very, very nice shine right there. And where's the shadow? It's coming on this side right here. Very, very dark shadow, and that also affects this side of the apple as well. It makes very, very dark colors. So when you're painting an apple, if you're painting an apple with light coming from one side, you're going to use darker colors on one side of the apple. I'm just going to move this light back. Now, an apple is a very, very simple thing. You see it everywhere. You see it at the grocery store. You see it in mom and dad's fridge. You see it in lots of places. So we think it's a very simple thing, but if we take the time to actually look at it and observe it, to look very, very closely, you'll see that an apple is very, very detailed, and it's very, very beautiful. And God is a very creative God, and He designed the apple to be very, very unique. And it's very, very special to appreciate that and to be able to praise God for the things that He has taken the time to make. And He didn't just create all one color apple, and He didn't make any two apples the same. They're all different, and if we just take the time to notice, you can notice some really beautiful things in the simple things that you see every day. All right, so I'm just going to turn some lamps back on. I'm going to turn this one off. So now you're getting back to just a regular looking apple. But look at your apple. Take some time to notice the different features in your apple as well. And make some notes. Get mom or dad to write them down for you, because every apple is different and you're going to notice different things about yours that are maybe not present in mine. Maybe your apple is all green. Maybe your apple has a lot more yellow in it. Every single apple is different. So really take the time to appreciate your apple that you have in front of you and really observe and praise and thank God for the beauty that He has made. Grover, what are you doing? What? What are you doing with my apple? I'm just holding it, that's all. But why? Because it's just so beautiful. I know, Grover. I know. Do you want to keep holding it? Yes, please. Okay, I suppose that's all right. Thank you. Well, thank you everybody for taking the time to observe the apple with me. That was very, very fun, and it was very, very fun for me to be able to share that with you. But I do have a little bit of homework for you to do. Yeah, I know, homework. You don't really appreciate homework sometimes, but this is going to be fun, okay? I know we've taken some time to observe the apple, but there are a whole bunch of things in your house that you can take the time to look closely at. There's chairs, there's tables, there's toys, there's a whole bunch of things in your bedroom, in the fridge, in a whole bunch of different places. You can go outside and look at the trees and look at the flowers and look at all sorts of different things and really take the time. Grab your parents if you're a little, grab your parents and get them to slow down from their busy day and take the time to actually look at the colors and the textures and the shapes and the lights and shadows and all those things that we looked at in the apple, okay? And while you're doing that, you can take the time to thank God for the beauty that He has made, because too often we miss those things that He has created because we're too busy. So do it. Go out and do it and praise God for the things that He's given to us. So that is your homework. Hopefully I will be able to put up another lesson very soon where we will actually be able to pull out the paints, and I'll explain all that in next lesson and be able to enjoy painting the apple with you. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, happy observing, and we will see you again soon. Blessings. Bye for now.